Hey everybody, so I've been forgetting to do this, but it is November 9th, 2024 today. I think I'll drop this video November 10th, 11th, 12th. I believe it'll be November 12th when I upload this video to YouTube. So anyways, the last time we were in here, so on November 8th for me, and I think November 11th for you, if you watched yesterday's video, and if you watched it yesterday, um, is we refactored this code that determines if something is valid. So basically, like if you're in here in the scene and you select this exponential fog and then you put in an A to make it invalid, it runs this. It determines it this way, but I ended up realizing that I'm going to need to also check to see if the previous state is valid. So it would be better instead of just copy and pasting this code and rerunning it again to make a function. Now, what the function does is it will take a list of tokens, it'll iterate over them, and it'll return a failed function, a failed token and type, or the type of none. Um, so that's good. And it actually made me think of something in life of why a lot of times like things just seem incredibly unfair. Like this function only returns the first thing that it finds that's unfair. I mean, that fails it. But like, let's say there was four things that failed it. It could be like, um, it would only return the first one. And then it could be that another thing might ask and fail for another reason and think that, oh, it's not fair. Why did I fail because of this? But they didn't fail, even though they have the same issue. And it's because normally when bureaucrats or whatever are looking over things, they just tell you what you failed on, not like all the other context around why you failed. And that has really bothered me a lot in the past. So I was kind of thinking about that. A lot of times code sort of exposes things in your life. But anyway, so the next step at this point is to sort of refactor away from this. So I'm going to say um, const and then validation state, validation error. I think validation error. Yeah, I was going to add token, but that would kind of imply that there's like a special kind of token for validation errors. I guess so we do though. It is actually validation error. Let's say value validation token. And that is going to be equal to the this dot. And what did we name that bad boy down there? Validation, validate values, validate. Oh, ooh. Does that mean, no, okay. I was going to say, does that mean that I misspelled? It's for tokens, and that will take the tokens. And what did I name those? What is your name? Validation tokens. And it will also take the current value. And then it will return, okay, console log the validation token for current. And I'm just going to say value validation token. That was not useful. Actually, I'm going to name this. This is getting a little crazy. Current value, because we're going to have a previous value, and I think that'll make reading and understanding that without having to dig into what all the other pieces are doing a little easier. Okay. So what we're expecting the first time this happens is for it to be Um, and this should only happen on the key up, but we're expecting for it to be, well, we'll just put in a correct value and then an incorrect value, and we'll see what we get, and this should work. We should work. Working 9 to 5. All right, so validation is none. Okay. Validation was invalid positive float. I feel like that reads really nice. Real nice. Okay, so now if the current validation token, and it is going to be a day validation token, is not equal to none. So we're just not going to do anything if it's equal to none. But if it's not equal to none, then we're going to check to see. And I do not think we even need this code. I don't need you. I don't need you. Maybe that's why I don't get, like a lot of young, and I used to be this way, like young, a lot of the youngs, as an olds, as a member of the olds, I will say that a lot of the youngs used to get very sort of emotionally attached to code. And I used to be like that when I was one of the youngs, but now that I'm one of the olds, I don't get emotionally attached. And I guess it's because you just have to delete code so often. So, I mean, sometimes I'll just work on things for months and then just delete it all, and everyone's just like, how can you just delete that? Okay, so nothing. 8, check to see if the previous value was valid. Where are we? We are at 6. Ooh, we're doing good. Doing really, really good. All right, so now we want to do the same thing for the previous value. Okay. You just copy this. We'll just make this previous. I'm really surprised that doesn't throw an error. Previous value validation token is equal to validate value for tokens. I wonder, I never ever literally, this thought has never crossed my mind, but I wonder, since I said validate value for tokens, maybe I should send the value in first, but I'll think about that some other day. I'll let that percolate. That is the kind of thing that is like OCD debate, you know. It could make you like almost impossible to work with if you start sort of adding things like that to your life. Let's say previous validation token. And then boom. Okay, so previous, so 1 is good, A, and then none. So that was good. So now the big test is, and I don't know if this is a fake memory or not, but I believe I can just set it back to the previous, since the previous was good. Motion token is equal to none. I probably should have looked at the time. Where are we at? 8:59. Crushing it. Crushing it, everybody. And then, so the previous validation, so we're in here because it was bad. Now the previous one was good. So I want to say control dot value. I think I need to do set value is equal to previous value. I almost never get that right the first time. I think what I normally try to do is I say control dot value equals, and I don't know that, I don't think it's settable like that. And this comment goes in here. And I do not think, well, yeah, I don't think that this is quite well. Validation is not equal to none. Is equal to none. If it's equal to none, if it was legal, yeah, I don't think that is enough in this couple of lines to not go back to the original, to not have a comment. I don't think it's obvious, quite obvious enough. Now let's see if this works. So my theory, and I could be wrong, my theory is it'll show for just a second and then it'll fix itself. So it was red, it didn't actually show the text. So I think that's okay. I mean, it would be better if the text, the error text showed up. And see, now if I hold it down, then it won't give it time to fix itself, and then the previous. So now we're okay. All right, so that is a big part of it. It's good that we can fix it, you know, unless someone is just really trying to be, really trying to break it, you know, it's fine. And since I am the user, and I feel like if I ever do open this up to the general public, the kind of users I'll have aren't going to be the people who are, they're going to be people who are trying to build 3D things, not trying to break the software. So I don't see any reason to go beyond that. But I do want to show the help information icon. So I do want that. And I think that deserves its own number. So basically the idea is we want an icon to show up. I can't remember. I think I can get it to show up inside of here, like a little icon to show up right there. Kind of like the way this drop down is. And then then it should but it should, and then it should just stay there. Like, oh, when you click on it, you should see the actual error message. Show help text with information icon. See, we aren't actually gonna be able to do that here. All we're gonna be able to do is show the help text. Oh, with information, yeah. Then we're gonna want to be able to click it and see what some help code. And then I guess else is this, which doesn't actually have any we'll just move that here. I guess that would be a good way to sort of comment the alternative. We'll just say else note. And then I don't think we need that. Else. I don't think we need that. Action icon, else note. So basically, I think at this point, we are actually going to need to do some code because we're going to have to set a variable, a component level variable. Let's do this. So the icon can. All right, so that is our marching orders for tomorrow. We do not need this console log anymore. I don't think we need this console log anymore. And don't think we need this console log or this console log anymore. So yeah, that's pretty good. Let me just get rid of this white space while we're here. And that. Save. Happy coding, everybody. What are we at time? 15 minutes. All right. That's not great, but it's not terrible either. Bye.